Hello little bunny, welcome to this walkthrough or showcase of the simplified version of my rotation for Condi Warrior. It's not that much different from the normal one really, but the changes I've made to it does make it a bit less reliant on speed at a very small DPS loss, if any. Um, The main change is going to be not using the last F1 in Sword during the opener and not delaying weapon swaps for Longbow 5, which by the way, I'm not sure whether that's a gain or a loss. But for the case of this rotation, we're not going to do it. What we're also going to do is during the last swap, later in the rotation to Longbow, we're going to use the F1 before the Fan of Fire. And the reason for this is because of the new trait Crack Shot. We have a 20% recharge reduction on Longbow. So by using F1 first, it's a bit easier to get it off, and you can still get two Fan of Fires to line up decently well with the time you're on Longbow. So before the weapon swap. Now I'm also not going to do any Doom Sigil precasts, because if you are practicing a lot or doing a lot of pulls, it's quite annoying to do it for every single run. If you want to compare with the benchmark, however, yeah, you might want to do it. It adds a bit of DPS, but it's not too much. To precast the Doom Sigil, what I usually do is I spawn a Golem, I auto attack on Longbow. As the arrows are flying, I swap to Sword, detarget, and then back to Longbow, and then obviously remove this Golem and spawn a new one. What you could also be doing is attack it on Sword and then swap to Longbow, but that obviously requires you to do a bit of running. Now, so let's get on with this. So it's starting the same, Torch 5 and 4 into Longbow 2 and 5, into Berserk,
Glorious combination of skill.
so we are not gonna use that last F1. It's important to make sure that you use your Torch 5 as soon as it comes off cooldown. And the reason for that is during this swap, we wanted to line up quite well with the weapon swap. But we're not delaying the weapon swap for that Longbow 5. And here, as I said, we use the F1 first, and as you can see, the Longbow 2 lined up very nicely with the weapon swap. Same gonna happen now. And this swap is a bit tighter than the previous one, and we're also gonna delay for Longbow 5 here because we are not in Berserk, and the only thing we're doing is basically delaying the last Berserk with, yeah, a second or two. So in this case, it was actually a pretty good run. Good RNG, I guess, with ending with 32.9. Generally, I would say my average is probably around 32.3. during this rotation. And yeah, that's without precast, that is with infusions, got normal food, the traits you can see here. Gear is unchanged from pre-patch, so just make sure that you have stats on all trinkets and so on. Okay, well, good luck. Let me know if you have like any questions, and yeah, see ya.